You are listening to GGR, Good Governance Radio. Stay with us.
Hello and good afternoon to you listening to me. This is GGR, Good Governance Radio, bringing to you the news at noon. My name is Akimbo Oluwatobiloba David, and join me as we go ahead on the news. And first off, the headlines. Nigeria's house on fire. We are under attack, says Gbajamiamila. EKT Orders Probe as 100 students hospitalized after fumigation. Christians, Hausa, and Fulani agree to split Kaduna into 2 states. Lagos announces a co-bridge closure for 10 weeks. FG plans 1 trillion naira for smart schools. And finally, Children's Day, reinforce Child Act protection, UN tells Nigeria. Now, the news in full. Nigeria's house on fire. We are under attack, says Gbajamiamila. The president of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, and Speaker of the House of Representatives, Femi Gbajamiamila, have described the rising spate of insecurity in Nigeria, warning that the existence of the country is under threat. Both Lawan and Gbajamiamila spoke on Wednesday during a summit organized by the House Special Committee on Security chaired by the Speaker. Also at the event were the President, Major General Muhammad Buhari, represented by Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Boss Mustafa, President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, Speaker of the House, Femi Gbajamiamila, and Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning, Zainab Ahmed. Gbajamiamila said, "Today, at this time in our nation, in our national history, when insecurity threatens the authority of the state and the foundation of our nationhood, we must confront the realization that our previous and current approaches to addressing the challenges of insecurity have not yielded the desired results." EKT Orders Probe as 100 students hospitalized from fumigation. No fewer than 100 students of the Ekiti State government-owned College of Health Science and Technology, Ijero Ekiti, were hospitalized on Wednesday following fumigation of the school by men suspected to be from the Federal Fire Service. The students, who were furious about the smell of the chemical and the instant effect on over 100 female students who collapsed after inhaling the chemical, protested against the exercise. A source in the school said, "What could be the purpose of fumigating the school for COVID-19 this time when the school is in session and students are sitting for examinations?" The smell of the chemical used for the fumigation enveloped everywhere and brought discomfort. The State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Oyebanji Filani, who rushed down to Ijoro Ekiti immediately the minister was alerted, said, "Before I left the hospital at Ijoro, 64 of them had been discharged, while 34 are still in the facility. I expect many of them to be discharged Wednesday evening and Thursday." Christians, Hausa, and Fulani agreed to split Kaduna into two states. Residents of the southern and northern parts of Kaduna State yesterday agreed to split if it is the only thing that can guarantee peace. While Christians dominate the southern part, the Hausa and Fulani dominate the northern part. Speaking during the presentation and defense of their memos at the State House on the review of the 1999 Constitution, both sides that had been torn by incessant communal and religious clashes for decades said creating a new state from the present Kaduna state would go a long way in curbing the bloody violence that seems to defy every solution. Lagos announces Eko Bridge closure for 10 weeks. Lagos state government has announced that the Eko Bridge from Costain to Alaka in inbound National Stadium would be partially closed for 10 weeks for emergency repairs by the federal government. The State Commissioner for Transport, Dr. Frederick Oladende, who made this known in a press statement, said the closure will take place from June 4 to August 13th. Oladende explained that the repair was necessary to complete the rehabilitation works at the opposite side of the bridge earlier embarked on by the federal government, hence the need for a notice for route diversions. He said, pending the commencement of the rehabilitation works, alternative routes have been made available for the awareness of motorists to manage traffic during the period of the repairs. FG plans 1 trillion naira smart schools. The federal government has said it will soon commence the construction of 17 additional smart schools in states that are yet to benefit from the intervention. The Executive Secretary, Universal Basic Education Commission, Dr. Hamed Boboye, disclosed on Wednesday at the press conference in Abuja to mark the 2021 International Children's Day. Boboye gave a breakdown of the cost of constructing the schools and said each of the 6 smart schools located in the 6 geopolitical zones was constructed up with approximately 600 million naira, while 350 million naira each will be spent on construction of model smart schools in each state of the Federation. The UBCE boss also disclosed that while 20 of the smart schools were already completed, construction work on the remaining 17 would commence in the next 1 month. And finally, on Children's Day, reinforce child rights protection, UN tells Nigeria. As Nigeria grapples with the effect of COVID-19 pandemic, the United Nations Children's Emergency Fund has called for reinforcement on efforts geared towards protecting the rights of children in the country. Making this call on Thursday in a statement to commence the 2021 Children's Day, the UNICEF's country director in Nigeria, Peter Hopkins, lamented the outbreak of the pandemic, saying it had threatened decades of progress the world body made for children's development. He said, "It has been a challenging year for us all with COVID-19 pandemic, not least of all Nigerians' children. As we rightfully celebrate Nigerians' children today, let us also remember that the COVID-19 crisis has been a child rights crisis in Nigeria and around the world. Today of all days, we must commence to reinforce the protection mechanisms for all children." And that was the news on GGR, Good Governance Radio, brought to you today for the news at noon. Very quickly, just before we go, let us go through the headlines one more time. Nigeria's house on fire. We are under attack, says Gbajabiamila. EKT Orders Probe as 100 students hospitalized after fumigation. Christians, Hausa, and Fulani agree to split Kaduna into 2 states. Lagos announces a coal bridge closure for 10 weeks. Federal government plans 1 trillion smart schools. Federal government plans 1 trillion naira for smart schools. Pardon me. And lastly, but not the least, Children's Day. Reinforce child rights protection. UN tells Nigeria. This was the news on GGR, Good Governance Radio. You can join us or follow us on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Good Governance Radio. Or you can go straight to our website where we stream audio live, which is www.ggr.com.ng, and you can be a part of any and all of our conversations by sending your SMS and your WhatsApp messages to the number on the screen right there, which reads 0913 023 6602. One more time, it is 0913 023 6602. This is Good Governance Radio, and I am Akimbo Oluwatobiloba David. Please do have yourself a very lovely afternoon.
You are listening to GGR, Good Governance Radio. Stay with us.
Your online radio. The new online radio that makes you happy.
The Good Governance Radio.